Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the EUS Challenger Series number 18. Now we are on going pretty well, actually. Challenger Series is racking up the numbers at this point, heading for our 20th, which should be an interesting one when we get that going. But right now we're in the first round, the quarterfinals, but we've actually got quite an interesting matchup here for you today. MYM, that being MeetYourMakers, last time came second, I believe, overall, and LowLandLions, who I haven't seen in a while, but have been a very well-respected team with pretty much this exact lineup for quite a long time. I don't believe Perry was in the team the last time I checked, though, so minor changes, but they've always been very, very strong, and they've been the kind of team that's generally considered to be slightly lower, I think, than MYM. So we'll see if they're able to pull out something new or just play on a slightly higher level than we typically expect. Regardless, though, picks and bans are in progress, and I'm Spoddington. By the way, hadn't introduced myself, la-di-da. But I'm going to be solo at least for a little bit of time. Nature may be a little bit tied up. We are also running another stream on the other channel, so scheduling issues abound. Regardless, though, Elise pick coming in, nothing too surprising there. The probably most popular junglers at the moment are generally Elise, and I've got to say, actually, probably Vi these days. She's really starting to come out to her own. You also occasionally see a Shyvana jungle, basically sheerly off of the fact that if you can pick away Shyvana and Mundo at the same time, that's a really strong combo. And Shyvana is a very strong farming jungler, but you have to be careful when you do pick that combo out. You may end up in a situation where you've got very little actual ability to gank lanes, which means if they fail and snowball, you run into problems. Regardless, though, MYM picking out their bot lane here, and it does look like they've gone specifically to try and counter what LowLandLions have picked out here. Lucian obviously punishes Jinx relatively early on. He's got higher burst than her, trades well even when she's using her rocket form, could dash in and follow up on a root from Zyra, and Zyra is just generally very good against Thresh because she can harass through the minions, she can root him through the minions, and if he wants to get in, he's going to have to get in quite close, which makes it easy to land the root, makes it easy to land the plants to follow up, and means that he'll take a lot of damage if he wanted to do that. So, MYM obviously committing quite hard on their bottom lane early on. They're not going to have the last pick, but it does seem like LowLandLions are valuing their mid laner very highly now and are going to keep that last pick reserved for their top. It's an interesting choice. Typically you see it as the mid laner, but with Gragas available, it's understandable that they've gone for this approach. Obviously, Gragas, safest laner in the game, possibly. Certainly very safe. Also very strong in the current meta. Wave clear, high burst, teamfight disruption, etc. Very good. Now, the interesting thing is that Metal X here has locked in Hecarim. Now, I can't guarantee this won't be a placeholder pick. We are obviously on the live servers, so in the event someone doesn't have a champion, they'll pick a placeholder and they'll say, this champion, represents this other champion. Let's remake the lobby art when it's done. But Hecarim is strong enough that I can't be confident they wouldn't take him. He can actually be really good in the right circumstances. Still has very hard initiate, and does synergize with Gragas in causing that load of disruption and kind of forcing everyone to spread out a little bit. Can also obviously be used as an escape. Not normally where you want to be using it, but it does happen, and that's a useful ability to have. Hecarim's early ganking, though, tends to suffer quite a lot. He's good if he can get behind you, but his damage is only medium, and yeah, his CC other than his knockback is pretty poor. So unless your lanes are pushing anyway, it's a little bit iffy. But obviously, Season 4 or 2014 season, jungle changes do mean that farming junglers are a little bit more viable, so it's a little bit easier to get that farm. But looking like it might be a placeholder pick, as LowLandLions have then locked in Lee Sin, but now they're swapping around, so maybe it's a top lane Hecarim, which now that I think of it, I think I've seen before. So maybe that is going to be what they choose to do here. I'm a little bit confused, but if it's a Lee Sin top, that's really interesting, especially if they put that against Mundo. Okay, so I mean, I'm gonna wait till these changes are these picks are locked in before I actually kind of talk about them, because it's very hard to know what LowLandLions are actually going for here. But at the moment, does actually look like Jungle Hecarim and top Lee Sin. Seems quite a risky choice, but well, if they go for that, it'll be interesting to watch at the very, very least. Regardless, though, guys, delay timer is now in progress. MYM, that lineup is pretty solid. The last two picks obviously were the Mundo, which I'm surprised it got through as far as it did, and Shyvana is nowhere to be seen, and Katarina, so that's giving them potential to snowball. Regardless, though, guys, going to be going into a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we will be in the actual game. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Slow down, no. Can you feel it too? There ain't no stopping now. Feet off the ground, head to the sky. Yeah, wind by my side. You in my vision, directly we collide. You pull me in, I don't resist. Time seems to fly, but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix, and I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time it'll be enough. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for ya, put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back. You are my star. We are connected, misdirected to the high. You are my star. We are connected, misdirected to the high. Then we collide. Statue, your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time it'll be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I would never see the stars. I'm headed for ya. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back. You are my star. We are connected, misdirected to the high. You are my star. We are connected, misdirected to the high. Then we collide.
Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway. This is MYM versus LowLandLions in the first round, the quarterfinals, which are synonymous in this particular format of the EUS Challenger Series number 18. Underway now on the Rift. And actually it looks like MYM, who are very well renowned for going for a lot of early invades, are actually moving potentially to counter LowLandLions' early ward. Kialis has to be a little bit careful. He's actually not going to go for this by the looks of it. But there's always a bit of a threat there. So in the meantime, while Mackler just kind of waves his guns around, I'm Spoddington, just in case you hadn't known or had just joined us. And I am currently going to be solo casting, but Nature, my co-caster, may show up at some point during the broadcast. He is actually aware that this game is going on. It's just that there is something that needs to be done elsewhere. So no fault of his own, but he may become free at some point, which would be nice because obviously I am a color caster. I am not typically done doing with the what happens. I do the why it happens, which means I'm the smart one. There you go. Arrogance. So game underway as of right now. Chuyu heading towards this mid lane, and we have seen him play Katarina a fair bit recently. And actually, that's probably not going to be too bad of a matchup against Gragas. Gragas tends to punish, people that are trying to stay at range because his own range damage is very, very high. But the fact that he has melee auto attacks is going to mean that it's easier for Chuyu to get up close to the minions without being hugely punished. That might reverse once level 6 has been hit, because obviously get up close equals very easy explosive cask set up for a gank, but right now at least Katarina is okay. And I think the most interesting lane matchup here is that LowLandLions are running Lee Sin top here. Now this puzzles me greatly. I don't mind telling you this, because Lee Sin in the solo lane typically needs to snowball and snowball really, really hard in order to remain relevant. And he tends to suffer against, tanky top laners quite a lot because they just build defensive, ignore him, and out-trade him over the course of a long period of time, because the only thing Lee Sin really, really does that no other laner can do, I think, is extreme levels of early burst. I mean, I think only Jarvan the Fourth can really claim to the same level of Fortitude Pop Start, give you at level 2 type of damage that a Lee Sin top can manage. As it happens, he started with a Doran's Blade, because obviously starting Fortitude Pop does have some serious consequences if it goes wrong. And this way he's going to be better off, but I'm worried for the future for this lane if Morsu doesn't get something to happen early on. We'll see how he manages to play it though. Morsu is a very experienced player and obviously does like to play his assassin-y sort of champions even in this top lane role. So see if he is able to make that pick work. But in the bottom lane, Lidic and Kialis just trading off. Nothing actually too severe happening there, but if the root had landed, that could have been a lot more serious. Kialis continuing to just farm this up, and the onus is very much on MYM in this bottom lane to make something happen early. They do, as I mentioned in Champion Select, have some pretty nasty counters to the tools in LowLandLions' metaphorical toolbox. Now, Elise is actually going for a bit of an invade here. Perry has seen that. He stuns the wolf, got it, nailed it, done. And interestingly, the wolf doesn't even aggro if you just stun it, because obviously no damage dealt, so little bit of an interesting one there, but in the meantime, he's kind of just going where he pleases. Mokate still in this jungle, obviously looking to try and take advantage of the fact that Hecarim is not a very strong early jungler. As a duelist, compared to Elise, he's going to have some problems. In a sustained fight from full health, Hecarim might stand a chance, but certainly if it comes down to just like a poke fight where Elise can just throw her spells and walk away, no way is Hecarim going to stand a chance early on. Later on, he'll get to be stickier and he will get a lot more damage. But in the bottom lane again, Metal X taking a lot of damage. Kiala's continuing to move up and try and trade, but it looks like Metal X has been forced out, and now the focus is on the top lane because Perry is coming in. Rainbow from the backside. Kubon taking a lot of damage. Red buff going down. That will be a first blood Lee Sin. Elise moving towards the dragon as a result. Makes a lot of sense. Can take that very, very easily. And they forced Metal X, not actually back, but certainly to farm at tower for now. So nice little exchange here. But I think that overall, MYM are the ones coming out ahead. Even though, looking at it, the goal difference is actually significantly in the favor of LowLandLions. So I'll eat my words about that, apparently. So, no towers still, obviously. Going to be taking a little bit longer to take the upper and middle towers in the current patch, just given the nature of the damage reduction they were given. Now, Elise is in the bottom lane again. Kiala's taking a lot of damage. He's going to have to run from this gank, but not taking too much damage. But LowLandLions feeling the pressure in this bottom lane, and you can see Perry is actually probably going to rotate down to bottom to help them hold the tower. They are in a fortunate situation though here, because LowLandLions know that they can defend the tower if Hecarim arrives. Elise is not on full health. As a result, Makler is not going to be wanting to go right up to the tower and try and poke it down. So a recall there, and MYM will be just going back. I'm Heat and Chuyu now both hitting 6 in the mid lane, so that's going to become a much more fiery matchup. Up till now, not too much has happened. But I think it's going to be one to watch from now, just purely based on the gank potential. Now, Morsu is actually starting to run into a little bit of trouble in his top lane. Kuban popping his ultimate, gets his own ultimate in return, but both of these are fairly short cooldowns. Mundo's less so, though. Sorry, he's more so. More of a short cooldown. Regardless, Kuban will have his ult before Morsu does, and that means that even though he's got that first blood, Morsu is now going to have to rush back to the top lane, having been bullied out of the lane. And that's the kind of problem you can run into with the Lee Sin solo laner. However, with his Tiamat now, he may be able to do a little bit of work. Don't know if he's actually gone back to pick up any items after that initial first blood. So now he's getting another spike in power, especially in terms of trading damage. Because with the Tiamat, he'll be able to clear out the minion waves, and Mundo won't be able to hide behind them nearly as easily. And now Kialis actually landing a hook in the bottom lane. Lantern gank as well. Livic into a lot of trouble. Has been exhausted. Surely going to be dropping any second now. Will indeed be doing so. It's actually Perry that picks that one up, and I'm not sure that's what they intended. But regardless, LowLandLions pick up a kill pretty much for free there. Just a little bit of time commitment from Perry, but he didn't really wait around. Just walked up from farming his jungle and went in for it. Now, Chuyu in the mid lane, actually going to be popping his ultimate to fight I'm Heat. He just sort of did it. It was just mostly for damage. Katarina ultimate is very, very short cooldown. It's a 50-second one, so no huge concern there. But a little bit interesting to see that happen. Kuban though, continuing to farm and freeze and make Morsu's life a little bit difficult. And it looks like Morsu is going to try and take that opportunity. I was thinking he was going to take that opportunity to roam, but actually chose not to. The opposing blue buff is up though, so you've got to wonder, is he going to try and go for that steal later on? Probably not. Elise is right there right now. And, well, Morsu forced off, but with Perry in the area, looks like he's just going to go and leech a little bit of XP and help him with his jungle. He's helping. Alright, so it looks like I'm actually going to have a co-caster for the rest of this this game. Nature should be in just about now, so how are you doing?
I am doing very fine, thank you very much. As you said earlier, we had some organizational problems with the casting, so we do have a second stream up and running, so if you like the Riot Turkey tournament, you can head over there and check it out. Now, meanwhile, that bottom lane, Kialis taking a lot of damage, doesn't quite manage to land the hook. Libic gets the box on himself. He will be forced to run, but so is Kialis. Colin coming out. Kialis being forced away. Metalex tanking that for his support, but here's the flash, grasping roots. Metalex taking so much damage, being forced to flash for himself, and he survives by the skin of his teeth.
Now Chuyu is actually heading down in that area, and a kill in the top lane as well, which I didn't even notice. Chuyu actually being caught by I'm Heat.
Yeah, this could be bad, as I don't see I'm Heat dying just yet, because of course he is a little bit too tanky for Chuyu to take down almost instantly at this point, because of course Gragas is fairly tanky, throughout the entire game compared to other AP carries. And now meanwhile in that bottom lane, however, that turret is going down. Makate will be taking that down with the Skittering Frenzy, and that makes that the first turret of the game going over to MYM.
Yeah, one of the major advantages of an Elise jungle is just how strong she is at pushing down early towers. If she can get in melee form with the spiders, the spiderlings will each tank a shot, which gives you a lot of bonus time as if to do extra damage to the tower. She can also poke at range because she's one of the very few junglers with a ranged auto attack. So cool stuff there. Morsu has now taken the top lane, and he is actually doing pretty okay in this situation. Can he fight Kubon though? That is the question. Chain Vest there and a Giant's Belt already.
Yeah, so he is starting to build a very aggressive Morsu with that Tiamat, and he's looking to push that lane out very quickly. He's been successful in doing so by taking that very first turret, as you said. Meanwhile, Kialis has actually rotated over towards that middle lane, pushing that out for himself, taking some of that farm, and I Am Heat is backing away. Now, we do have Libic actually carrying out those wards. Death Sentence comes in, will not quite connect on towards Libic, and Makata is there to reinforce him. And we should probably take a look at that bottom lane as well, because Metalex and Makler are actually facing off here against each other, and well, Metalex doesn't have the turret to help him out if needed, and the dragon has come up again, so that could be very explosive here if it comes to a fight.
Yeah, with the dragon just popping up, it will not be one they want to let go.
Makler gets caught. Flame Chompers won't quite do the damage they need, or they won't quite connect. Teleport actually gets cancelled out, and that means that MYM right now are looking to push back LowLandLions. Metalex running for his life, but I'm Heat might be able to have a say in this one. No, he will not. Makler will be picking up Metalex as a result, and that means it is a 4 versus 3, and LowLandLions will probably not be contesting this dragon.
No, it would be a little bit difficult. Lee Sin, again, could potentially try and roam down there to help out, but it looks like they're just going to be opting to shove up some waves and try and get the push back down there. Now, MYM picking up now, actually they're still behind on gold, which I've got to be honest mystifies me a little bit, because it's just based on CS differences, basically. There's no huge amount of kills. I mean, 2 kills obviously could be an issue. More so actually being caught.
Yeah, this is going to be bad. He has the safeguard. Is it going to be enough? He flashes as well. Ignite is ticking, and one more tick will do it. Oh, he survives with 20 health, but here is Chuyu, picks it up with the blade. I'm Heat dashes in there, but that could mean the death for himself. Chuyu jumps in once again. I'm Heat with a barrel. He barely survives. Now Chuyu is in all kinds of trouble. Barry desperately trying to catch up on towards Chuyu, but Chuyu survives as well. That was a little bit messy. Ooh, the super mega death rocket won't connect either.
Close run stuff, and the fact that Chuyu played such a risky game has actually delayed the recalls of a lot of the members of LLL. So now they will be able to take this tower pretty much uncontested. MYM definitely showing a much greater objective focus, but they are falling behind just off the CS differences. Gold is now in their favor though, showing the power of objective-based gameplay. There you go, solo queuers. But at the same time, they really do have some important amounts of gold where they need it. And Mundo, who is the one who is kind of dying the most, feeding the most, is actually going to probably be one of the characters that doesn't really mind so much. He's going to be able to just get to be relevant based off of experience alone. Doesn't need that much gold. Watch out in the top lane though. Morsu's going aggressive.
Yeah, Morsu looking to finish off Makler, but he is taking a little bit too much damage for his liking. Culling gets cancelled out by the Dragon's Rage, and here is Perry to help Morsu out, but they still need to catch Makler. Makler has got that Relentless Pursuit available, but it is available in another 5 seconds is what I was going to say, but it's not going to be enough as Morsu picks up the kill with this Tempest.
Yes, indeed, and it was actually quite smart there, but Libic is caught as well.
Yeah, he uses the Strangle Thorns, but it doesn't seem like that is... Oh, it is actually going to be enough to save him. He barely survives once again. Oh, and the Explosive Cask will finish it off, but MYM not quite done with Perry here yet. He is looking to run away, and MYM back away for themselves. That was a couple of nice kills picked up there for the LowLandLions.
Yes, indeed. They're kind of going blow for blow right now. But while all that was going on, MetalX took the opportunity to just get some solo lane farm now. He was a little bit behind, and actually you can see it in both of LowLandLions members. They're a little bit behind on experience, a little bit behind on gold. But with MetalX now having got that little bit of extra farm, he's going to start to really scale up. Should be able to afford his Bloodthirster. And that will mean that obviously the Jinx reset train becomes a possibility. And the extra lifesteal from a Bloodthirster can actually really help you be defensive, to survive in team fights in the early on stages of the game.
Kubon actually taking a surprising amount of damage of Morsu in that top lane. He did use his sadism to actually cancel out a whole lot of damage, of course, but that will be on cooldown, and Morsu is still almost at full health, and he might just be able to make something happen here, but then again, Kubon is playing Mundo, and he is starting to get fairly tanky, which is going to hurt, of course. Kial is clearing out some of those wards because Perry might be looking for a gank here. MYM being smart and keeping a defensive attitude here.
Ooh, Morsu's actually getting ganked here, but it was a very smart juke just now.
Yeah, Morsu, I don't see him coming out here alive. Oh, he gets the Sonic Wave and the Resonating Strike. Safeguard will get him out. Imheat is there to help him out as well. Makata now in all kinds of trouble, but Imheat doesn't have too much mana. He is smart as well and uses the Body Slam to get out. Beautiful play by Morsu.
Ooh, and the rocket takes down Mokate. So everyone apparently on LowLandLions is prescient and good at predicting Libic's been caught.
Yeah, this is not going to be good. Flame Chompers will not quite finish it off, but here is Morsu. He will be able to finish that one off. Morsu picks up the 7th kill for his team, and well, Mackler was probably getting a little bit too close, but right now LowLandLions are moving in for the kill on that middle turret. Sonic Wave as connected, Resonating Strike comes in. Morsu is on a killing spree, 8-2.
Kill after kill after kill. LowLandLions have sent MYM reeling, and they are just keeping on with the blows, basically. They're not able to recover thus far because every time they try and do anything, someone gets caught.
Ooh, this could be bad once again in that middle lane. Death Sentence will not quite catch on towards anyone here, but the turret is surely going to be going down there. MetalX will be taking that one home. Meanwhile, that top lane, Morsu still putting the pressure on. And MYM, well, they're having a really bad time actually trying to deal with this for now.
Yeah, really bad time. And I actually criticized in Champion Select the Lee Sin top pickup, but Morsu is showing how good he is on that champion. That juke he pulled before that series of kills in the top lane where he jumped across to the minions because he knew there were two people jumping towards him on the white. Then when they came around, he actually got back across there, jumping I think to Elise, and then using his W and a wall jump to get over the wall, and then flashing to get further away. All executed in the space of maybe a second. It's just incredible to see someone be able to just do that. And the fact that he is so fed, and the fact that he isn't dying, and the fact that he has been applying so much pressure to top lane, they've been forced to commit 2 or 3 members to try and stop him, is really helping out LowLandLions. He is the reason MetalX was able to get that farm that he had been sorely denied in the laning phase.
Alright, so Libic has rotated over towards that top lane. Makata might be looking to rotate over there as well, but the LowLandLions probably noticed that. They are going to take down this dragon, so second dragon of the game, going over towards those LowLandLions. Morsu pulling back from his turret. He knows that turret is lost, and he will just be farming out that jungle. Makata, in the meantime, will be taking down that red buff, but that is probably just a little bit of a consolidation prize. The real prize could be Morsu here. Cocoon connects, and that is going to be bad for him. Uses a safeguard, flashes as well. Kuban flashes in there as well. Dragon's Rage being used, but it's not going to be enough. Shut down on Libic.
There's only so much you can do, but it's actually Libic that picks up the kill, so that's not quite ideal. The big 500 gold chunk.
Ooh, Libic gets a death sentence on towards Makata. Makata gets flayed back as well, but Kialis could be very dead here. In the meantime, Libic actually went down to Metalex, and I'm Heat right now looking to follow up here on towards Chuyu. Chuyu being forced to flash. Now let's take a look at that jungle because Chuyu is looking to get out of there alive. I'm Heat could be in trouble. Makler finds him, and here comes Chuyu with the finish. That will be enough to pick up the kill right there. Perry now desperately trying to get out for himself, as he does have Makata and Kuban closing on him. And Cocoon connects on towards Kialis. Fangs sink in, and he will be going down. He uses the box to make sure Perry might get out alive, and there you go. Devastating charge being used, and that will secure Perry's life, but that was still not too good for the LowLandLions.
Not ideal there, no, but definitely an interesting kind of set of decisions from them because they chose to go for that fight in the top lane.
Morsu once again going in. Metalex, oh, he might be actually looking for this kill on towards Makata. Here comes Perry, picks up the kill. He is on the killing spree. LowLandLions might not just be done here yet, as they are still chasing. And Perry very, very quick, of course, on that Hecarim. But in the end, they gave up the chase, but they successfully defended their turret.
This is also where LowLandLions' composition is going to start to be really, really scary because Lee Sin has not fallen off yet. He is still a huge threat, both in burst and sustained damage at this stage of the game. Metal X is starting to really build up to be a threat. He's got 2 kills, he's got his decent amount of farm, and Perry is also going to do a lot of damage.
Oh, here comes the ultimate. Chuyu will get dropped almost instantly. Right now, Perry is going to pay the price for it, but here comes the explosive cask. I'm Heat looking to finish off Makle here, maybe. It's not going to be enough. Another barrel comes in there. Kialis might be a little bit out of position here as the rappel comes down. Kialis 1 versus Makati. He is not going to be able to solo this one out, and LowLandLions will be forced to back away. Makata picks up the kill on towards Kialis, and oh, right now I'm Heat will be forced to flash, but Makler has got that relentless pursuit. He picks up the kill, and I feel like LowLandLions overstayed their welcome just a little bit.
Yeah, a series of overcommitments and honestly slightly janky play there. Stuff like Perry going around behind. Yes, he may well have been able to snipe Katarina himself, but it cost him his life, and he was on a killing spree. He was a major threat at that point, so it's obviously not really worth doing, especially when they knew Chuyu would have to go back anyway as a result of being fairly low on health. So LowLandLions overcommitting. Kialis doing much the same, actually. He went in, or went back in, when the rest of his team had kind of already left. So a little bit of questionable decision making, but it does look like Perry may be waiting for Chuyu here. He's got a lot of damage built into his items. I'm curious as to whether he thinks he can fight Chuyu one-on-one.
His Onslaught of Shadows is available in 3 seconds, but Chuyu is keeping, or he has reached a safe distance, so Perry could surprise him here, but I'm Heat is heading over there as well, so Chuyu could be in real danger. Here comes Perry. He has got that devastating charge, knocks Chuyu back. Here's I'm Heat. Explosive cast will knock Chuyu back as well, and Chuyu goes down. I'm Heat is going to pick up that kill. In the meantime, MYM looking to capitalize on that by moving towards that middle lane, and maybe pick up a turret there.
Yes, I'm sure nobody saw that, of course. But I'm fairly sure the explosive cast did actually knock Katarina out of the Onslaught of Shadows. But regardless, the siege is in on the mid, and Kialis is trying not to overcommit. Libic may be the one, though.
Ooh, the Flame Chompers will connect on towards Libic, but he has reached a safe distance. And just before that happened, Cocoon comes out, will not connect. This time Culling comes out. Death Sentence locks on towards Makler. Box being used as well, but Kialis drops almost instantly. Culling coming out once again. Going to finish off anyone here, and once again Kialis pays the price. Morsu in that bottom lane might be looking to finish off this turret, but he is all alone. He is forced to run. Here comes Chuyu. Dragon's Rage being used. Ignite has landed, and Morsu will be picked up by Chuyu.
And it feels like the wind is starting to fall out of the sails of LowLandLions here. They've lost that momentum they had going for them before. Couple of their key members who were previously on killing streaks, losing those killing streaks. Lucian now picking up a lot of kills himself, so this is starting to actually look quite scary for them. Mundo has gotten to a point where Lee Sin can no longer really ignore his damage, but he can't really do anything to him because there's just too much armor. 245 for reference there, and that's not even counting the defensive effect of the attack speed reduction and his regen. So effective HP of Mundo versus Lee Sin, he's got to chew through something like 8,000 effective HP. and that before the ultimate actually comes up again, which might happen in that amount of time. The saving grace, though, for Lee Sin versus Mundo is that Mundo will never really be able to push against him. With his Hydra and with his E maxed out, he's going to be able to do anything, but Mundo's teleporting.
The teleport comes in, Kubon being flayed back, but Metalex is in a really dangerous position right there. He gets locked up by the Stranglethorns, by the Grasping Roots rather. Right now, IME taking so much damage, being forced to use that Body Slam defensively. Good flay out of Kialas, and Libic actually has picked up Perry in the meantime. And wow, we actually have got a kill coming down on Makler as well. I missed that completely. Libic getting caught by the zap. Kialas might be looking for a death sentence here, but MYM are looking to pick up this dragon.
That was actually a really fun little clever ploy there by MYM. They actually disabled the ward using their sweeping trinket, hoping that LowLandLions would check, thinking they had a ward there. But as it would have happened, they would have had no vision. They didn't fall for it though, but they have been caught.
Yeah, Iron Heat gets caught once again. Doesn't quite manage to pull off the explosive cask this time. Morsu looking for a pick against the side. From the side, Makata picks up Iron Heat. In the meantime, Morsu picks up Chu, but he is going to pay the price himself once again. Kiala is desperately trying to run right now. Libic is going to catch up, and Kiala is looking to dodge that one, but he will not be able to. Grasping Roots connect, double kill for Kubon. And in the meantime, Metalex pushing in that middle lane, trying to do as much as he can, but he is also going to be going down. Makate takes out one home.
And you just have to wonder, why are LowLandLions doing this to themselves? Fair play to MYM, they are doing a good job of taking advantage of all these errors, these misplays, but LowLandLions are doing some bizarre decision-making calls right now. They're going aggressive when, you know, they have no idea what they're up against. They're going out individually and getting picked off, which is what MYM's composition can do very well with characters like Elise and Mundo to clean everyone up one by one. It's just bizarre, and now they're going to be chasing MYM. Shouldn't be too much of a concern this time, though.
Here comes the onslaught of shadows. Makata getting caught. Death sentence will connect towards him, and Makata is going to be going down there. Does put a little bit of damage down. Could have gone down earlier, but in the end they picked up the kill. 15 to 15. Still a 2,000 gold lead actually for MYM at this point. Morsu not done pushing just yet, I believe.
No, he's going to be doing a lot of pushing this game because he clears waves nigh on instantly. With the E coupled with the Tiamat proc, he can clear a wave just as if it almost isn't there. So all he has to do is go to a lane and he applies pressure simply by being there. Kubon now is stronger as a 1v1 duelist than Lee Sin, but he's much slower at pushing the actual minions down. So that does give them that window, and that's what I was talking about earlier when I said Morsu is never Mundo is never going to be able to push Lee Sin out solo, because obviously he will just clear a wave at tower all day, every day, and the lifesteal he has means Mundo won't be able to chip him out of the lane either. However, if Mundo can push him up to his tower and keep him there, and then rely on just using his teleport to have a greater influence on the team fights, that could be the sign of LowLandLions' disadvantage. As it happens though, at the moment, kind of a lot of jockeying for position over this top lane. There is no teleport on Kubon, and we may see at some point if LowLandLions are able to get anything going for themselves right now. I'm kind of keeping an eye on that bottom lane.
Yeah, we might see some action erupting there shortly, and of course, if Kubon decides to use that teleport and Morsu gets wind of it, he will probably be using that Dragon's Rage to cancel it out, as I believe he did earlier. So that is going to be dangerous for MYM's team, but of course that means it is going to be a 4 versus 4. So that means, of course, Morsu is not going to be heading over there either. Death Sentence not quite connecting on towards Chuyo in that middle lane. They are looking to push down that turret, the LowLandLions that is, of course, but MIM are putting down a good defense here, and they will not be letting this turret drop just yet. LowLandLions not done pushing either, but Makata in that top lane gets caught. Perry will probably be picking up this kill. He descends from the rappel, and Perry takes it home. In that middle lane, LowLandLions still pushing, but that was a good kill. However, Chuyo might be looking to pick up a return kill on towards Perry, but Perry just charges away.
This is actually somewhat Cloud9-esque, actually. For those of you who haven't seen any of the NA LCS, they've been dominant for a long time in North America. And one of their key playstyle things they do is they focus a lot of farm on their jungler. Perry is actually a remarkably skilled individual. He's already in Challenger solo queue. And I'm fairly sure there can't be more than 40 or 50 by now people in there. So he's really strong individual player, even among Challenger level players. And he has been picking up a lot of farm on a very strong late game bruiser. Hecarim gets beefy and he gets really high damage for a bruiser. That kill on Mokate, he just straight up 1v1'd him. He ulted him for a little bit of extra burst, used the Triforce procs, kept him there for not that long, and he couldn't get from blue buff to his tower without being dead. So Perry is actually quite capable of dueling almost anyone on MYM's team.
Yeah, which is a little surprising to me, to be honest, but that does explain the Hecarim pick and why they were so confident taking that one. They probably surprised MYM with that as well. So Chuyu looking to push out that middle lane. Dragon is coming up in another 40 seconds, so that might just be a huge, well, explosive fight erupting there when both teams clash. Perry just well, waiting this one out. He might just be looking or just waiting for someone to head over there, and Libic could be in a dangerous position here. Metalax doesn't quite manage to land the zap, and well, LowLandLions right now being forced to be a little defensive here, but as you said, Perry still racking up that farm in that top lane, and he doesn't seem quite done with the farming just yet, as Kuban is heading over there as well, and the Dragon will be spawning in another 10 seconds. MYM are grouping up.
I'm actually a little curious as to whether Perry would be able to 1v1 Kumon if that was an option for them. But in being top, he has essentially said, okay, MYM, you can take the dragon. Now, the question is whether they abuse that by... Okay, that's really cool. They're going to be going for the Baron to try and force MYM away from Morsu in the bottom lane, who's taking that tower. They're not going to start it, but they know there's no vision there. And MYM are actually going to call that bluff, ward it out. And it looks like Morsu is going to be left more or less alone as he pushes down the bottom lane. Kuban is recalling, but he may be able to do decent damage to that tower before it's ever happened.
Can Chuyu finish him off here? Morsu looking to back away. Chuyu does a fair amount of damage, but the turret hasn't gone down just yet. He did do a lot of damage on that turret, however. Meanwhile, LowLandLions still keeping the pressure on near that Baron. Pit Makler, Makata and Libic are looking to force them away. They don't have any backup. Perry could be moving in here for the pincer movement, although Libic could, well, of course, deny that quite hard. Grasping Root comes in. Perry gets caught by the cocoon as well. He does take a lot of damage, but he is a little bit too beefy for them to actually finish off. Imheat gets caught. He uses the Dark Passage to get out successfully. Culling gets cancelled out. Gets cancelled out by the Flame Chompers, and right now MYM looking to turn this one around and pick up a Baron for themselves. Libic just gets exploded on the spot. I was not expecting that. Perry looking to flank around from the side once again. Makata could be getting caught here. Is in a really dangerous position. Being forced to flash. Onslaught of Shadows comes in. Makata not quite dying just yet, as he will be dropping in the end. Chuyu gets caught by Imheat. He will probably be going out. There you have it. Metalex taking home that kill. In the meantime, double kill coming in for Perry as he managed to finish off Makler as well. That is 4-4-0, and LowLandLions will probably be taking home something really big because of this.
And all this time, Morsu has been pushing down the bottom lane. You can actually see how much lifesteal he gets from the minions, and that's entirely what's been keeping him alive and sustained. Chipping away at that bottom tower, he was so pushed up that Kuban wasn't able to teleport for the Baron fight. And as a result, LowLandLions, who were able to really honestly just outplay MYM a little bit there, managed to get this Baron, those kills, and put themselves back in the lead significantly now. With that Baron buff and with that bottom tower really starting to suffer, I've got to say this Lee Sin pick has actually been really cool and really good. He's been able to keep Mundo suppressed for a long time, and there's actually not much sign of it slowing down right now. He's still able to keep Mundo from doing too much.
He's sitting on around 2,000 gold right now, so he will probably be picking himself up something nice once he returns to base. There you have it, the Black Cleaver coming out for Morsu, so that Of course, armor penetration is going to do some work for Morsu, and he will probably be turning to his bottom lane to put some more pressure, while the LowLandLions are looking to group up in that middle lane. Perry going for that top lane to put pressure all around the board. Kialis might be getting caught, but that is a huge ultimate actually going down for MYM just on the support, and they didn't quite even manage to catch him out.
That's a worrying sign. Another worrying sign is that Morsu is once again in the bottom lane. Has actually been found by Kuban and Libic though.
Ooh, he uses the safeguard. Are the Stranglethorns, or the Grasping Words rather, going to be enough? Morsu actually trying to turn this one around. Here is Makler though. He could probably be enough, or he gets unlocked up, and that is a whole lot of damage coming down, forcing him away almost instantly in that middle lane. Once again, LowLandLions putting on the pressure. Top lane, Perry picks up the turret. Makata not being able to deal with that whatsoever. Chuyo might be looking to pick up this kill on towards Metalex. He has used that DFG, but Metalex just backs away very, very smart, if you'd ask me. And LowLandLions is not done putting in this pressure just yet.
I've got to say, I really like the way LowLandLions are playing this. This level of split pushing requires an awful lot of coordination to pull off. They may have screwed up slightly.
Yeah. Oh, great. Onslaught of Shadows will probably be enough for Libic to go down. There you have it. Perry is dominating right now. The Makler might be the new focus. Perry rejoins his team and, well, he picks up the kill and he walks away safely. Death Sentence connects up toward Chuyu, however, and he is going to be going down probably. Super Mega Death Rocket will be enough to finish off Makata right now. The new focus. Double kill coming in for Metalax, and they are going to take down an inhibitor turret at least, I believe. Perry not done here quite yet. Makler is focusing Perry here, but Perry, well, a little bit too confident there probably.
Yeah, maybe so, but it doesn't really matter at this point. His team is taking away at least 2 inhibs from this push. May be able to move on to the Nexus turret. And I said maybe screwed up, but apparently not at all. So LowLandLions doing really, really well now. They are pretty much on the cusp of winning this game. However, their goal difference, while it is big, is not completely insurmountable. But the flip side of that is that their characters are going to make the team fights that are left in this game really hard for MYM. It's last chance salute, and they have to rely on Lucian staying alive in the fight, but also being in a position close enough to do a lot of damage. It's a big ask, and it's also going to depend a lot on whether they can get a reset for Katarina and a good Stranglethorns to stop the dives on Lucian.
Yeah, he just gets exploded every time. So Dragon coming up in another 10 seconds. I'm not too sure whether either team is actually going to contest that one, because LowLandLions still have that Baron buff available for just a little bit. Going to time out very, very soon, however, so they might just want to be careful nonetheless. MYM, of course, very, very defensive at this point, because they don't have an answer for the LowLandLions split push just yet. LowLandLions looking to, well, gain some ground in that jungle, maybe get some vision there as well. Chuyu could be in trouble here. We do see the Sonic Wave connecting. Chuyu gets spotted out, but they will be safe, taking it safe here and not going in on towards Chuyu.
Just to go into a little bit more of an explanation of why Morsu's build is so good this game, he's essentially taking the Tryndamere approach of having so much lifesteal that he can just completely ignore your damage just by hitting minions. He doesn't need to hit one though.
Yeah, Metalax being forced to flash right there to get out of those Stranglethorns, but the Stranglethorns are down and LowLandLions aren't down as much health as you'd expect of that. Once again, Cocoon comes out, doesn't quite connect on towards anyone, and LowLandLions will be taking home this turret. Metalax gets excited, looking to 1v1 Makler here. Not quite being able to do so. Morsu dives in really deep. Explosive cast comes in. Metalax is on a rampage. That is a double kill coming in for him once again. Kuban, the only surviving member alongside Makata. Those Nexus turrets are going down, and LowLandLions are going to draw first blood in the Challenger Series number 18.
Really, really well played for them, and MYM not looking so brilliant, but there were signs that they could have won this game, maybe with a different pick and ban strategy. The Mundo pick really, honestly, didn't work out that well. And I've got to say, I don't think the Lucian was either particularly good. They did get that little bit of an edge early on, so you could definitely defend their bot lane choices. But MYM certainly need to rethink what they're going to do if they end up in this situation again, with Morsu exerting that huge amount of pressure in one lane and Perry exerting a huge amount in the other. It's going to be incredibly difficult for MYM to deal with that in the next game. Regardless though, guys, we will just be moving into a quick commercial break.